Welcome to Vidya's Prophecy Tarot. This is your new moon in Cancer reading, and I'm recording this just the day before the new moon. I believe it's tomorrow, 25th of June. So let's see Cancer. What's in store? Let's start with Cancer. Now this new moon in Cancer, Cancer is a sign of the mother. It's a sign of home. Okay, so these could be areas which are impacted. New moons are all about new beginnings, and it's a chance to manifest new things as well. Okay, so keep that in mind. So let's get started and see Cancer, what's going on for you. These are going to be very general, guys. If they don't resonate, please check your other placements. And if it's not your energy, then it may be the energy of someone you're dealing with. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. Okay, Cancer. What is the message of the new moon in Cancer for Cancer? What's the message here for Cancer? New moon in Cancer. Nine of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the Three of Swords. Okay, with the Wheel of Fortune. Something faded. Okay, feels like someone's anxious, Cancer. This could be you. You could be worried. Okay, worried about change. You could be on the cusp of change. You may have something that you're quite passionate about, that you wish to move towards, and you may be worried that it's going to hurt other people. Okay, so let's see. Hurting other people, or you could be worried that you're going to get hurt. Okay, so let's see how this goes. But with the Wheel of Fortune as the underlying energy, it tells me that this is a change for the better. Okay, it's a positive change. So let's see. Why is the Nine of Swords there for Cancer? Why is the Nine of Swords there for Cancer? Cancer, why is the Nine of Swords there? The World of Truth, and one more. The Seven of Wisdom. Now, the World of Truth is a star, and the Seven of Wisdom, of course, is thinking about things. It's like the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, you're considering going for something. Under this Wheel of Fortune, we've got the star again. Okay, so you have a dream, Cancer. You're wondering whether you should go for this. Okay, it's causing a lot of worry. Maybe you think that there's heartbreak in store. Okay, let's see. Why is the Ace of Swords there? Lady of Shields, and one more. Convenanza, which is strength. Yeah, there's something about this which is going to require courage. This passion is going to require confidence. It's going to require courage. Okay. Yeah. We do have Lady Wisdom at the bottom of the deck, which is like the High Priestess energy. So I think Cancer, there's an inner knowing, and you know that this is a good move for you. You know that this new idea or new passion is going to, sort of lead to great things. So it's just about having the courage and confidence to go for this. Okay, let's look at the Three of Swords. The Love Feast, and one more. Ascension, which is a Chariot. Okay, so yeah, with the Emperor energy at the bottom. So it's about taking ownership, going for this, making the choice, Cancer. You have to do this. Okay. It's sort of like there's a price to be had, and it comes with the possibility of promise, but there's also the flip side that you could get hurt. Okay, but it's about it's kind of like nothing of value comes free, right? There may be some pain attached to it, but it's about pushing through and making this choice. Okay, it tells me that this is going to work out really well for you. Okay, let's look a little more. What is this star? Can we see what is the World of Star? It's going to be different for all of you, but let's see if we get anything. Why is the World of Truth there? Seven of Pentacles, and one more. Queen of Wands. Yeah, you're trying to work up the courage. You're trying to work up the confidence to go for this. Cancer. Some of you could be up for a promotion, okay, with the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. Or some of you would like to commit to somebody. And maybe you're worried. You're not sure if they'll accept your proposal. Okay, it's something like that. Let's look at the Seven of Wisdom. There's a Seven of Wisdom there. Justice, and one more. Ace of Wands. Yeah, some of you are really thinking about this, and for some of you, as I said, it could be about a commitment, okay? You could be hoping to commit to someone and just unsure if they're going to accept your proposal. We've got the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So let's look at strength. Why is that there? Seven of Wands and the Six of Swords. Yeah. This is about having the confidence and the courage to fight Cancer, knowing that you can surmount the obstacles in your way, right? That you can move towards this goal, okay? Some of you may feel like there's someone you wish to reconnect with, and maybe there have been hurt feelings, okay, in the past, and you wonder if you can put this behind you, like if they can put that behind them, okay, and just move on. Let's look at the love feast. Six of Cups. Yeah, there's someone here from the past, a connection that you haven't forgotten. Or it could be a job or something from the past, right? But there's confusion as well attached to this, okay? And I think with the Seven of Cups, you know, it's your fears as well, your fears of heartbreak, you know, there's a lot of your imagination's kind of getting carried away here, okay? Let's look at Ascension. Page of Swords. Yeah, it's to see the truth, to speak the truth, and to know your own truth as well, okay? Yeah, Temperance. What's going to make you happy? Is going for the star opportunity going to make you happy with this Page of Pentacles? Then you need to go for it, okay? Which is why we had that Lady Wisdom as well at the bottom of the deck, remember? Which was all about your inner knowing. I think you know instinctively that this opportunity is good for you. And with the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, it tells me it is good for you. And it is also time to go for this, okay? So Cancer, that's what I've got for you. Let's go on to Leo. Leo. Of course, the moment I sit down here to do a reading, my nose starts to run. Okay, Leo. Actually, let me just pause this a second. Yep, sorry about that. Okay, Leo. What is the message here for Leo? New Moon in Cancer energy for Leo. What is the message here for Leo? The Hermit. The Ten of Cups. And Strength. With the Four of Swords. Yeah, you're in a timeout, Leo, or you're recuperating. Okay, some of you could be healing even if you've maybe recovering from something. With the Hermit as well, it reminds me of isolation. It's some of you are isolated and healing. Okay, there's family though. You do have family support at this time, and here you are with Strength, Leo. Yeah, you're surrounded by family. Some of you may feel alone at this time, although there is family here, okay? With this Four of Swords, maybe you're away from family. Let's see. But if you're feeling low or you feel like you're drained, then I think you're being urged to rest, to recuperate, okay? So, let's see. Some of you could be feeling drained. Let's look at the Hermit. Why is the Hermit there? The Lord of Shields. And one more. Why is the Hermit there? For Leo, why is the Hermit there? We've got 3, which is the Ace of Swords and the 6 of Shields. With the Ace of Wisdom. Yeah. You could be thinking of a fresh start, Leo. With this Hermit energy, going within, secluding yourself, okay, but planning and thinking about taking action. Here you are, the Lord of Shields, the King of Wands, waiting to seize this opportunity, okay. With the Ace of Swords, you're very clear about going for this, and with the Six of Shields, it's about, this card always makes me feel like it's about returning to someone. So some of you could be thinking of a return, okay. Maybe to be near family. Okay, that's possible. Let's see. What is this Ten of Cups? The Wheel of Life and one more. The Emperor and the Star. Wow. Wow. Oh, With the demiurge at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Okay. So there is a dream here, okay, of a happy family life. With the wheel of life, it seems incredibly positive. With the emperor and the star, you want to do this. You want to go for it, okay? But the demiurge at the bottom of the deck is like the devil in this deck. You could be wondering if this is an illusion, okay? Is this an illusion? Because you maybe feel alone with that hermit energy and the Four of Swords. You could be wondering, you know, is this an illusion that I'm going to be happy, okay? And let's see, why strength there? The Lady of Shields and Convenanza. Now that's definitely you, okay? It's about facing your fears here, okay, with the Strength card in this deck. And with this Lady of Shields, again, it's sort of asking for forgiveness, you know, or approaching somebody. Some of you may want to return to someone, okay, because we have that with that Six of Shields, like going back. And you're looking at this and you're wondering, is this a dream? Can I really go back and be happy? Okay, let's see. Why is the Lord of Shields there? Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. Some of you want to return maybe to family, okay? Why is the Ace of Swords there? Five of Pentacles, gosh. Let me get one more. Why is the Ace of Swords there? Nine of Wands. See, you've been hanging on to this feeling of being alone, Leo. Okay, I feel I'm speaking to a Leo who's a bit of a loner, and is now wondering if there really truly is a chance for happiness, or is it all a dream? You know, I think this Nine of Wands and the Five of Pentacles, you've been on the outside looking in a lot. Okay, let's look at that Six of Shields. Ten of Wands, yeah. But you're tired of being on your own. You want someone, you know, you want someone. Now let's look at the Wheel of Life there. Judgment and the Empress. Yeah, you feel you met your match here, Leo. Okay, you found someone that you think is the one with the Empress. This is the person who seems to be the one who's going to give you that happy family life. Like a dream, and you're maybe wondering, is this real? Let's look at the World of Truth. Yeah, the Chariot. You want to go towards this, okay? And the Fool. You want to take a leap of faith on this person. Okay. Now let's look at strength here. Seven of Swords. And the Five of Swords. Yeah, you're very conflicted about approaching this person, Leo. There may be some self-deception here, okay? The thing is, there is a chance you could get hurt, right? That this person may not accept you, okay? Or feel the same way about you. But that's just a chance you're going to have to take, okay? That's what I'm getting. With this Knight of Swords, you just have to take the plunge and tell this person. Now, this does seem very idyllic though, with the Wheel of Fortune, the Emperor, the Star, the Ten of Cups. Is it maybe too good to be true? Let's look at that Emperor. Where's the Emperor there? Yeah, the Lovers. You know, maybe it is destined. Maybe it's not, but you do have to try your luck here. Okay. Let's look at that Seven of Swords. Yeah, the Star. You're wondering if you're deceiving yourself, you know. Is this really going to be all that? Can you have this dream, okay? Can you have this dream after being alone for so long? Or is this person going to reject you? Why is the Five of Swords there? Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. You're conflicted. You know, you're not sure. You're not sure this person would want to partner up with you, okay? There's a lot of anxiety about this. It's not really, I'm not entirely sure if this is a pipe dream or not, but I think you're being urged to take the plunge here, okay? Because basically, maybe I don't know either. I mean, the thing is, you'd have to try, you'd have to talk to this person, right? And risk it. And then maybe you will have the dream, okay? But there's no way of telling until you go for this. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Leo. Let's look at Virgo. And if it's not a dream person, it could be a dream job, okay? Or dream property or a dream something. Okay, so what is the message here for Virgo? New moon in Cancer. Ooh, I get a sneeze coming on. New moon in Cancer. What's the message here for Virgo? New moon in Cancer. What's the message for Virgo? Four of Wands. Four of Cups. And the Ace of Cups with the Six of Cups. Virgo, you could be thinking fondly of someone from your past, okay? It feels like you're very dissatisfied with this Four of Cups energy. Maybe there is a stable home life here or a stable structure of some sort. It's not the most fulfilling though. And maybe you're ready for like new love, okay? And you think it's with someone from your past. Okay, let's see. For some of you, you could be nostalgic for someone you used to live with, okay? Let's see. What's the Four of Spears there for Virgo? Eight of Swords and the Nine of Wisdom. And let's look at this Four of Cups. Why is that there? Nine of Love and one more. The Convenanza. Okay, and as Ace of Cups there. The Wheel of Life. And Justice. Wow. Okay, so with this Eight of Swords, you may feel like someone's been looking after you in this home, okay? Especially some of you have recuperated. Oh my gosh, you know, I just got that image. I'm not saying this is your situation, but it might be for somebody, but I just got that image of, I think, is it that movie Misery? Where this guy is sort of held prisoner by this person who's looking after him. I'm not saying you're being held prisoner, but there is a feeling that you can't move, okay? Or you can't leave this home. Maybe because you're seeking everyone's blessings here with this Nine of Wisdom. You want everyone to approve of something you're going to do, okay? And that's keeping you kind of stuck, okay? Seeking other people's approval. With this Four of Cups, you're not fulfilled, and that should be enough for you. You know, it's about going for what it is you want with this Nine of Love, right? Having the courage to do this, whether people support you or not, okay? Because I feel with this new love opportunity, whatever that represents, with the Wheel of Life and Justice, it's the right thing. It's fated. It's fated karmically as well for you to have this, okay? So you shouldn't care what these people think, and maybe that's a test for you, you know. Virgo, let's look at this Eight of Swords. Where's the Eight of Swords there? King of Swords. Yeah, there's a need to be decisive here, Virgo. It's not about seeking other people's approval. The King of Swords doesn't care what other people think, right? King of Swords decides for himself. So I think you're being urged to do that here, okay? Why is a Nine of Wisdom there? Yeah, the World. It's like you want other people's blessings to start some sort of chapter, okay? Maybe there's travel involved and you're asking people if you think this is a good idea, and they're not really telling you, okay? They're not... Yeah, with this Five of Pentacles, there's a feeling that if these people don't approve, then, you know, they might turn their backs on you, okay? But you want something new, maybe in another part of the world, and I think it's about going for it. Let's look at the Convenanza. King of Cups, yeah, follow your heart. Have the courage to follow your own heart here. Let's look at the Wheel of Life. Three of Pentacles, yeah. Maybe you want to go back to something in the past, okay? Because we do have the Six of Cups there, right? Something that was abandoned in the past. Could be a relationship, yeah, with death, right? It ended. You want to go back and revisit that. And maybe these people don't think it's a good idea, okay? Maybe they're like, oh, well, that's chapter's closed. Don't reopen that. But you want to go back there. Now let's look at Menora Mentum. 9 of Cups. Yeah, I think you're meant to do this, okay? You're meant to transform this. Yeah, with the 3 of Cups, there's a reconciliation with someone from your past, and it's karmically meant to happen, okay? It is meant to happen karmically. So I think the lesson here for you, Virgo, seems to be about having the courage to make your own decisions and not seek other people's approval, okay? At least that's what I'm seeing here, okay? So that's the message for you. And just keep in mind that this is a very positive outcome here, okay? The Ace of Cups, the Wheel of Life, and Justice. It's karmically meant for you, okay? That's what I've got for you. And let's move on to Libra. Okay. Libra, what's the message for Libra? New moon in Cancer. What is the message here for Libra? Seven of Swords, 2 of Cups, 9 of Swords with the 4 of Wands. So Libra, there's some deception here, okay, with the 7 of Swords. Someone's not being honest. With this 2 of Cups, maybe not even with themselves, maybe not acknowledging true feelings, okay? With this 9 of Swords, there's guilt, there's worry. Okay, let's see. Libra, what's the message here for Libra? There's a 7 of Swords there for Libra. Why is the 7 of Swords there for Libra? 2 of Swords. And the Knight of Shields. Yeah. Yeah, with Chariot at the bottom of the deck. So I think Libra, if this is you, you already know who you want to move towards with this Knight of Shields, right? With the 2 of Swords, the fact that there's a decision to be made here about this, that's the deception, because you already know. You already know who you want to move towards, okay? Let's look at the 2 of Cups. So maybe you're fooling yourself, right? Like, should I move towards this person? Should I not? But you already know that you have strong feelings for them. Let's look at the 2 of Cups. Ace of Wisdom. Ooh, one more for Libra. Why is the 2 of Cups there? Why is the 2 of Cups there for Libra? 4 of Swords. Yeah. Sitting and thinking about this, Libra. There's no point thinking about it. You already know, okay? With the Love Feast, you know who you want to go towards. You know the choice you have to make. It's almost like you're sitting there trying to fool yourself, like, should I do this? Do I really want to move towards this person? When you already know. Let's look at the 9 of Swords. Why is the 9 of Swords there? Ooh, what is this? 4 of Wisdom. Why is a 9 of Swords there? For Libra, why is a 9 of Swords there? And 2 of Shields and the Parfait. Yeah, I think it's about doing the right thing here, Libra. And this could be frightening you, okay? So you're fooling yourself, wondering whether you should do this, thinking about it a hell of a lot. And then there's all this anxiety, right? With this 4 of Wisdom, it's very parched here, okay? It's like you're not allowing yourself to feel the emotions. You're holding back from feeling emotions. With the 2 of Shields, you're at a crossroads here, right? And you're worried about what it is you want to do, okay? What do you really want to manifest? I mean, it's There's fear that's talking to you very loudly, okay? Fear that is drowning out your emotions because you already know that this Two of Cups is there. There's an opportunity for love, you know that. But there's some sort of fear that is not allowing you to listen to your emotions, okay? It feels like you're denying yourself your emotions. Let's see. Not sure why that is. Let's look at the Two of Swords here. Yeah, Ace of Swords, you know the truth, right? Like I said, you know the truth. Let's look at the Knight of Shields. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, this is the right move for you, okay? Let's look at the Ace of Wisdom. Death. Yeah, there's some sort of massive transformational change, tied up with this new opportunity, with this love. And it's scaring you, okay? There's a lot of fear attached to it. Let's look at the Four of Swords. Seven of Pentacles, yeah. There's a lot of thought going into this, overthinking, when you already know the answers, okay? And maybe you're afraid of all this change with the Death card. You know, it comes with some kind of change. And so you're trying to talk yourself out of this almost like, oh, do I really care about this person? Yeah, you do. You know that, okay? Let's look at the Four of Pentacles. The Hanged Man. See, you've put yourself in this position, okay? And maybe it's because you're talking to it's like you're listening to your fears and not the emotions, Let's look at the Two of Shields. Yeah, Five of Swords, conflicted. Let's look at the Parfait, the Star. You know what it is you want to manifest, okay? Where's the Parfait there again? King of Swords, yeah. Ooh. You know what? The King of Swords fell out reversed, so I'm going to take it like that. It's double Aquarius energy, by the way. But it's an energy of manifestation. See, with this King of Swords reversed as well, not telling yourself the truth, I feel like I'm talking to Libra here who's almost talking themselves out of love. And a great opportunity by overthinking something to death and not being honest, mainly with themselves, okay? Yeah, that this is who they want, right? And we've got the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. So maybe for some of you, it could be that you are commitment phobic, okay? Because we've got the Hierophant, we've got Justice, we've got the Four of Wands. Maybe this has to do with some kind of self-deception regarding commitment. Like you have cold feet and you're trying to talk yourself out of this, But it is just self-delusion, okay? There is true love here. So it's up to you, Libra, but I hope you don't listen to your fears, okay? Okay, so that's Libra done. Let's look at Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, what's the message here for you? New moon in Cancer. What's the message for Scorpio? What's the message for Scorpio? Six of Pentacles. Ten of Cups. And the Three of Pentacles. With the Wheel of Fortune. Big change again, okay? I think Scorpio, you're looking for someone who you want this family dynamic, and maybe you're already in one, okay? It feels like you want someone who can carry their equal share of the weight, okay, within a home. Like you want, yeah, you don't want to be supporting somebody, okay, and doing all the work. You want them to pull their weight, and with this Three of Pentacles, then you all can build something, okay? It looks like that's what you're looking for, okay? So let's see. Why is the Six of Coins here for Scorpio? Why is the Six of Coins here for Scorpio? Why is the Six of Coins here? Squire of Swords and one more. Two of Shields, which is the Two of Wands. Okay, let me take cards on why is the Ten of Cups there? what is this? 10 of love, 8 of love. Okay. Let's look at 3 of coins. Where's it there? Oh, I've got 3. Okay, the demiurge, the last judgment, and the 4 of shields. So I think, Scorpio, you've had some kind of... Now, either you've delivered a harsh truth, okay, or you have been at the receiving end of this harsh truth, okay, with the Squire of Swords. That somebody is now reconsidering this relationship. They're reconsidering their feelings. They're reconsidering whether they want to be in this dynamic, okay. They're wondering whether they should leave a family dynamic behind, okay. With this 3 of Pentacles, when it comes to being in a home, right, or building for the future, it feels like with the demiurge and the last judgment, this person has realized that this home life is not what they want, okay. It's not what they thought it would be. With the demiurge, there's a false reality. With the last judgment, it's literally seeing that, right, recognizing it. And with the 4 of shields, again, it's a home life. So I think it's taking place within some kind of home life. But you know what? The interesting thing is with this 10 of cups here, and we've got the 10 of love again here. And you know, it's interesting. If you look at this card, you can see everyone sort of sitting there. And this person looks kind of cheesed off and is looking off, okay? So whoever's unhappy here, whoever wants to leave, I don't know, maybe they don't recognize, or they're not seeing the happy family, okay? I'm not sure. It feels like that. Okay, let's see. Let's clarify this a little more. Let's look at the Squire of Swords for Scorpio. Why is the Squire of Swords there? 7 of Pentacles, yeah. Now, if this is you are thinking about this, okay, and maybe you have to deliver some harsh news here. Why is it 2 of Shields? Yeah, the Hermit, okay. Whoever's delivering this news, they thought about it long and hard. They are at a crossroads. And with this King of Swords, they're kind of detached, okay. They're a bit detached here. And so they're wondering, do they want to, you know, be a part of this family or not? Let's look at the 10 of love. 2 of Swords. Yeah, you know, as I said, can't see the happy family. Let's look at the 8 of love. 9 of Pentacles. So someone wants to be single, okay? But I am getting the feeling here that they don't see what they have. And we do have the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which is generally confirms what I'm saying, okay? So, yeah, I think, Scorpio, if this is you, you need to be very careful, because you could be leaving something that is actually quite happy and you just don't see it, okay? Okay, let's look at the demiurge. Knight of Wands. Yeah, you could be... This false reality of leaving a happy family, I mean, with this Knight of Wands, you could be tempted to do something rash here. Let's look at the last judgment. Ace of Cups. And let's look at the 4 of Shields. King of Wands. Yeah, I think if someone impulsively leaves their home, okay, to rush off, to be reckless, to take a chance, that might not work out so well, because with that demiurge, there are things you don't see, okay? You don't see that you already have this happy family life. That's really what I'm getting here. So if this is you, Scorpio, you may want to think about this, okay? Because with this Wheel of Fortune, I feel like the wheel is waiting to see what you do here, okay? And if you act on this recklessly, then I feel like it's going to tip into the reverse, you know, because you don't see what you have, okay? Yeah, so that's what I've got there for you, Scorpio. And let's move on to Sagittarius. Okay, word of caution there. Sometimes people just don't see what they have, right? I mean, it becomes dull, and then they don't appreciate that it's actually quite stable, right? Okay, so let's move on to Sag. What is the message here for Sag? New moon in Cancer. Energy for Sag. What is the new moon in Cancer energy for Sagittarius? Seven of Coins, Two of Swords, and the Two of Cups with the Moon. Now there is going to be a full moon in July in the sign of Capricorn. Okay, so this energy could be at play between this new moon in Cancer and the full moon coming up in Capricorn. But anyway, with the Seven of Coins, there's a wait and see approach here. With the Two of Swords, there are things that are unclear with that moon as well, right? There's things that are unclear. It's like you can't see the way forward. And so I think waiting and watching is the best thing to do here. With this Two of Swords, someone's not sure maybe if feelings are mutual. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. New moon in Cancer energy for Sagittarius. Why is the Seven of Coins there for Sag? Why is the Seven of Coins there for Sagittarius? What is this? Ondura, and I'll take the Two of Shields. Okay. Let me just move these up a bit. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at this Two of Swords. Why is that there? The Wheel of Life. Why is the Two of Swords there? And the Knight of Wisdom. And let's look at the Two of Cups. Where's that there? Seven of Shields. And the Knight of Swords. With the Five of Wisdom. So there's a lot of fear here, okay? There's a lot of things are not clear. Someone's at a wait and watch kind of energy, right? They have to maybe choose something, but it's like they're not... with this Ondura, they see things differently, okay? It's the Hanged Man, and they see things differently. They see this crossroads differently. Maybe where they felt they had to make a choice before, they now are not sure, okay? They're like, I'll just wait and see. I'm not going to do anything. Because with this Two of Swords, they feel like they don't have the facts. You know, with this Knight of Wisdom and the Knight of... Yeah, I mean, look at this. Look, this Wheel of Life, you can see the figure's blind, right? So they'd have to take a chance here. They'd have to go in blind. With this Knight of Wisdom, someone's carrying the information, but it's closed. Okay, so it's like this person doesn't have the information. They'd have to go in blind, and they're not ready to do that, which I think is good because, I mean, with the moon, things are unknown here. They're not sure maybe, okay, about this Two of Cups. Is it even genuine? Is it real? With this Knight of Swords, someone is approaching them, okay? Maybe confessing feelings. With the Seven of Shields, it almost feels like this person expects to come under attack, okay? So I don't know, it feels like, yeah, with this, you know, with this Five of Wisdom being shunned, right? We've got the Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So it feels like someone who may have feelings for you, Sag, or this could be you, because we have the King of Cups beneath that, is worried that maybe if they confess their feelings, they're going to come under attack, okay, for some reason. Maybe they don't know how you feel. Maybe that's the knowledge that they don't have. They're not sure if this is mutual, you know. This person's not sure how you feel about them. And so they are at a crossroads and they're just doing nothing really. With the Hanged Man, which is stagnant energy, and the Seven of Pentacles, it's very much a wait and see. Maybe they need more information, okay. Or this could be you, Sag. Let's see. Where's the Ondura here for Sagittarius? Where's the Ondura there? King of Swords, yeah. I think this person was clear at one point and now they're not sure, okay. Let's look at the Two of Shields. Justice, yeah. For some of you, this could be about a commitment, okay, and someone's not sure. Otherwise, it's just someone coming back maybe to do something, to right or wrong, and they feel that if they tell you the truth, they're going to come under attack. Okay, like maybe they have to say something and they think it's not going to be received very well. Let's look at the Wheel of Life. Yeah, 7 of Wands. You know, I think this person is expecting a battle for some reason. Yeah, with the 7 of Cups, but that could be just their fears talking to them, you know, because of the unknown, they're not sure. They're sort of expecting that maybe they think that you are going to battle them. Okay, let's look at this Knight of Wisdom. Yeah, the Emperor. They don't have this knowledge, you know, and maybe they think you're going to push them away. Okay, if you're the feminine energy here, this person expects to be pushed away. Okay, I'm not sure why they expect that. Let's look at the 7 of Shields. The Tower. Something could have happened here to end your connection. Knight of Swords. Yeah, whatever they say to you is going to be shocking. Okay, and they're expecting that they're going to come under attack here. Okay, let's look at the Knight of Swords. 3 of Wands. Yeah, this person knows that they need to reach out and communicate, but they're expecting this attack. Okay, and so they're in a wait and see approach. This person is not doing anything. Okay, not sure what you're meant to do here. Let's look at the Knight of Swords. Yeah, 7 of Swords. Maybe something that they conceal from you, they're going to own up to. Why is the Tower there? The Queen of Pentacles and the World. For some of you, they're not sure, okay, about commitment. Maybe they're not sure if you will want to commit to them. Okay, maybe they will tell you something sneaky that they've done. With the Tower, it's going to be shocking. It might bring an end to you, to your commitment to this person. Okay, for some of you. But they know that they're going to have to come and speak up about it. Okay, and then maybe they're not sure whether you'll feel the same way. That's sort of what I'm getting here. Okay. But we have the 2 of Cups again at the bottom of the deck. So I do feel like there is love here. You know, although this person can't see it, there is love here. So maybe they should just confess to whatever this is and face the music. Okay, that's sort of what I'm getting here. Okay, so that was you, Sag. Let's move on to Capricorn. New moon in Cancer. What is the energy for Cappies? New moon in Cancer. What's the energy for Capricorn? What's the message here for Capricorn? New moon in Cancer. What's the message for Capricorn? 5 of Wands. The Ace of Cups. And the 6 of Swords. The King of Swords. So someone's very clear here. Okay, they've made a decision. With this 5 of Spears, they're not interested in fighting about this. Okay, it's like the decision's been made. This person wants to leave. They're not gonna engage in any debates or anything. Okay, it has to do with this. There's some new opportunity that this person wants to move towards. We see the 6 of Swords as well, but it almost feels like they've left this opportunity behind. Okay, let's see. Or maybe this person didn't want the drama associated with this opportunity, this Ace of Cups, and so they've left the building. Okay. Okay. Capricorn, what's going on here for you? Why is the 5 of Spears there for Capricorn? New moon in Cancer energy. Why is the 5 of Spears there for Capricorn? Lady of Swords and the 2 of Swords. They're not interested in fighting, okay, over this decision. That's what I'm getting. Let's look at the Ace of Cups. Why is that there? Why is the Ace of Cups there for Capricorn? Why is the Ace of Cups? We've got the Knight of Love and the Six of Love. Yeah, someone wants to proclaim their love, right, for their past. So maybe someone they left behind in their past. Maybe even an ex-partner with this Lady of Wisdom. I think that's the person they left behind, okay? And this Queen of Swords energy, whoever she is, I think that's the person with whom this conflict is, okay? For some, it could be an ex-partner of this person, or it could be a parent or something, but this person is not thrilled about this decision to go back to someone from the past, okay? Let's look at the Six of Swords, Convenanza, and one more. The Parfait, and we've got the Knight of Shields, the Eight of Love. Yeah, I think this person who is the King of Swords energy is going to leave this Queen of Swords behind, okay? If they were sharing a home, like it's a, you know, a parent of theirs or whatever, then they're going to move on from this person, because there's a lot of conflict with this Queen of Swords about this love, about this person that this King of Swords wants to move towards, okay? And they're not together romantically, I do feel that. So it's not like they're leaving a spouse, okay? For some, it's possible that this is an ex-partner of theirs. You know, maybe they were co-parenting or something, and this person doesn't approve of whoever this person wants to move towards, something like that. Or for many, it's just a parent or some sort of figure like that. Okay, so this King of Swords has had enough, and they're deciding to move on. They don't want to fight, but they do want to leave the situation behind, you know, preferably calmly, okay? They're ready to make this happen with the Knight of Shields, you know. They don't want to listen to this Queen of Swords anymore. Okay, let's look at this Lady of Swords. Where's the Lady of Swords there? Five of Wands. Yeah, there's conflict with this person, okay? Let's look at the Two of Swords. The Devil, Capricorn. For some of you, this could be you, okay? But, I mean, you could be any one of these people. Yeah. I think this person, this Lady of Swords, is worried. There's fear here there's fear about this change that's coming, okay? Whether it's an ex-partner or a child who's moving on or whatever. I think this Lady of Swords is worried about whether they'll be left behind completely. Like, will this King of Swords completely forget about them, okay? And so they're trying to block this person. Let's look at the Six of Love. Three of Swords. Yeah, I think this King of Swords has had heartbreak. So has the person they want to move towards. And this Lady of Swords may have been the reason, okay? But it's like they really want to go back and reconnect with someone from their past, and they're not going to listen to this person anymore. Now let's look at Convenanza. Where's that there? Yeah, Nine of Cups. This is what they truly want. Let's look at the Parfait. The Hanged Man. They're seeing things differently here, okay? After a time away from the person that they love, they're seeing the situation differently. Maybe they feel they were manipulated as well, okay, to move away from that person. Let's look at the Knight of Shields. We've got the Queen of Swords. Yeah, the Queen of Swords sees that this person is going to move on, you know, that they feel differently. Okay, let's look at that Hanged Man again. Ten of Swords. Yeah, they don't mind ending this family dynamic or whatever with this Queen of Swords, you know. They're ready to do that. Maybe in the past they weren't, okay, because there was a lot of drama and conflict there. But now they're not ready to sacrifice and give up on love, you know, just to please this person. So they're going to call time and move on, okay. So that's what I've got for you, Capricorn. And let's move on to... So you've been waiting for this person to leave a bossy family member behind, then they are coming towards you, okay. Okay, Aquarius. What is a new moon in Cancer energy for Aquarius? What is a new moon in Cancer energy for Aquarius? Six of Wands. Ooh, what is this? Ace of Cups and one more. Nine of Spheres. With the Five of Coins. Okay. So someone is seeking some sort of attention and success here. Okay, they feel it's with this Ace of Coins. I mean, Ace of Cups. With this Nine of Spears, though, it feels like being a little guarded about this. Okay. Okay. So they're guarded. Although they seem to want this. Okay. Let's see. Maybe with this Five of Pentacles, they don't feel confident. Okay. Maybe there's just a lack of confidence here. Okay. 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 Why is the Six of Spears there for Aquarius? Maybe there's something public about the way this is playing out with the Six of Spears. Why is the Six of Spears there? What is this? Two of Swords, Two of Shields, and the Wheel of Life with the Lord of Swords, which is you, Aquarius, the King of Swords, right? So there's something public here. Okay, this decision to go for this Ace of Cups is public. It's like a lot of people know. Okay, now let's look at the Ace of Cups. Where's that there? The Ace of Wisdom and the Four of Swords. There's a lot of thinking about this opportunity. Okay, and I think it's because there's a lack of confidence in going for it, Aquarius. Because it's so public. It could even be a job, right? With that Six of Wands, a chance for promotion, visibility. With the Wheel of Life, it tells me it's a good move as well. It comes with success, recognition. If it's a job with money, right, like a bump up in pay. But you could feel insecure about going for this, you know. And so there's a lot of thinking about this. Okay, let's look at the Nine of Spears. And then you're not really doing anything with that Nine of Spears. Where's up there? The Parfait, the Knight of Shields, the Knight of Love. Okay, the Two of Wisdom. You know, you're hanging back from making a decision about this out of insecurity. You're hanging back from making this happen, you know. There's a need to go, and if this is a job, you need to take action. You need to throw your hat in the ring, right? Put in that application, whatever. But you're not doing it out of some sort of insecurity, okay? And if it's a person or a relationship, then maybe that person has some kind of visibility. Like everyone knows this person, or they're popular, right? Maybe, yeah, they're popular. And so you're nervous about approaching them. Okay. Let's look at that Two of Swords. Where's the Two of Swords there for Aquarius? Yeah, Four of Swords, thinking this to death. Let's look at the Two of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. For some of you, this could be in the realm of work. Okay. But for others where it's a relationship, I feel you're just overthinking this. The Eight of Pentacles, as well as looking at the details, really putting, like a lot of focused energy. And it feels like analysis paralysis, like you're thinking this so much to death, your insecurities are shouting at you, and you're not going for this. Let's look at the Wheel of Life. Six of Cups. Yeah, I think this is it just tells me that this is the right thing, okay, with the Six of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Wheel of Life. It's sort of meant for you, and we've got the World, so it's a successful completion, Aquarius, okay. Let's look at the Ace of Wisdom, Knight of Swords. Yeah, you've got to move towards it, though, with the Knight of Swords. You've got to speak up, which is what you're not doing. Let's look at the Parfait, the Magician again. Let's look at the Knight of, what is this, Shields. Five of Cups. I think you're worried you might regret the moving towards this. Okay, like maybe you think you won't get this and it's going to be visible to everyone that you didn't get it. Let's look at the Knight of Love. Yeah, Justice. I think you need to go and throw your hat into the ring here. Okay. Aquarius. So you're hanging back from doing this. Yeah, justice in the world. You know what? This is meant for you. I do think this is meant for you. Okay, but again, you feel like your hands are tied here with this Two of Wisdom. You're not making the decision because of your insecurities. Something you're afraid of. Okay, maybe that you think you're not good enough for this person or this job, but it's not true. Okay, and as long as you hold your position there, you won't be able to go for this. So it's about taking that, that leap of faith, that opportunity, and going for it, and then it'll work out really well. Okay, that's what I got for you, Aquarius. So don't pass this up. Okay, so that's Aquarius. Let's move on to Pisces. What's the energy here for Pisces? What is the new moon in Cancer message here for Pisces? New moon in Cancer, what's the message for Pisces? Four of Swords, the moon, and one more. Two of Coins and the Queen of Spears with the King of Spears. Okay. So someone's wondering whether to make a decision about this person. Okay, the Queen of Spears. Pisces, this could be you, or you could be this masculine energy who's thinking about this. With the moon, though, it feels like things are murky here. Okay, there's a lot of unknown stuff, which tells me that you're not really maybe communicating very much with this person. Yeah, with the Four of Swords as well, it's like a time out. It's a time out, and then there's a lot of murky unknownness, you know, and then a decision about this Queen of Spears. Okay. Okay, let's see. What is the message here for Pisces? Why is the Four of Swords there for Pisces? Montsegur, the Tower, and one more. We've got the Two of Wisdom and the Two of Swords. Okay. The Six of Wisdom at the bottom of the deck. So someone's thinking about this. It could involve a tower here, okay? And so they feel that their hands are tied. They feel like their hands are tied, and they're not sure what to do here, okay? Because I feel it's going to disrupt their life quite a bit. Let's look at the moon. The Six of Swords, the Ace of Swords. You know, the 6 and the 1, that makes a 7, okay? So there's something deceptive here that's unknown as well. The Queen of Spears can be the other person, okay? So maybe someone in a commitment maybe someone here is partnered up, okay, this King of Spears, and they're unsure what to do about this person because this is like a secret connection, okay? And they know it's going to bring about a tower if they speak up, okay? Okay, let's look at this Two of Pentacles and the Queen of Spears. Where's that there? The World of Truth and one more. Seven of Shields and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I feel this person thinks that they will be come under some kind of attack, okay, if they speak up about this person, this Queen of Spears. So maybe somebody wants to move towards a third party here, okay? But they're afraid. They're very afraid. Because they know they're going to come under attack. You know, when people know that this is what they want. Okay. Let's look at the Tower. Where's the Tower there for Pisces? Temperance. Yeah. Everything that's peaceful in their life is going to get blown up. Okay. Let's look at the Two of Wisdom. The Three of Cups here. They feel that they have the tide because I think this is a third party. Let's look at the Two of Swords. Yeah, and this person is concerned about, you know, how they'd come across, what people would think of them, right? It feels like they have a comfortable life at the moment, and then they've got the secret other person, and yeah, if they really speak up, if they speak up about all the shenanigans, then their life's going to blow up. Let's look at the Six of Swords. The Moon, see, it's all hidden here. Where's that moon there? Ten of Pentacles. You're hidden from family. Okay. Let's look at that Ace of Swords. The King of Cups here. This person is in love though. They do love this Queen of Wands. Let's look at the Star. Six of Swords. And let's look at the... Well, let me get one more on that. Why is the Wall of Truth there? Yeah, and so they're thinking about this. They're wondering, should they do this? Because it's going to blow up their life, you know. Let's look at the Seven of Shields. Yeah, they're not sure if they want to defend themselves. Yeah, with the Devil, there's a lot of fear, okay. This person is very afraid of having to defend their position. Where's the Knight of Swords there? King of Swords, yeah. If they let their family know that they're going for this Queen of Spears, then they're going to, you know, they're very afraid that they'll have to defend their position here. Let's look at that Knight of Swords again. Where's the Seven of Shields now? Yeah, see? It's they don't know how to defend against this deception, right? Because they... Yeah, I mean, this is a third party. And so this is causing this person a lot of stress, a lot of fear. They don't think they can do this. And so they're on a time out from this Queen of Spears. I feel they're not talking to this person. But they are thinking about them, okay? But they feel like their hands are tied because it's a third party. So that's the energy right now, Pisces. Okay, it could be any one of these people. Okay. Let me just pause it a sec. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so what was I doing? Oh yeah, I finished Pisces, didn't I? Okay, so off to Aries. What is the new moon in Cancer energy for Aries? What's the message for Aries? What is the message here? New moon in Cancer, message for Aries. Page of Spears, Seven of Spears, and one more. Oh, what is this? Ten of Cups reversed with the Hanged Man. Okay. So Aries, it feels like there was someone here, and it could be you because there is quite a bit of fire energy here, but it doesn't have to be. But someone was very determined to take some sort of action here, okay, to end a family dynamic. I feel that they're seeing that situation differently. Where they were ready to fight, it's like cooling down, okay, thinking about things, having a rethink. Okay. Let's see. What is the message for Aries? New moon in Cancer. Why is the Page of Spears here for Aries? Oh gosh, that's a lot. Okay, I'm not taking all that. Why is this Page of Spears here for Aries? Eight of Shields, Five of Shields, and the Three of Swords. Okay. Yeah, I can say Aries, someone who's prepared to go it alone, okay, with this Eight of Shields, that's fast movement. They were prepared to do that. With the Five of Shields, right, it's some sort of conflict, okay, or competition. And with the Three of Swords, they were prepared to hurt someone here. I think their family, and be single. Okay, now let's look at the Seven of Spears. The Six of Love and the Tower, you know. Yeah, they were determined to bring about a tower. They were determined to fight for someone and have a tower there. Okay, so maybe someone in their past, okay, that they have always longed for. They may have decided to end their family connection to reconnect with that person. Let's look at the Ten of Cups reversed. The Two of Love, the Four of Wisdom, and the Seven of Love. Yeah, I think this person, they haven't been terribly happy in their family life. Okay, with that Four of Wisdom, it feels very parched. You know, maybe there's not a lot of emotion there. With the Two of Love, though, they did have love with this person, maybe, okay, from their past. But maybe they feel that they can't give to this as well. Okay, so that's possible too. Let's see. Because they are seeing the situation differently now. I think where they wanted to leave the family, they're not. They're having a rethink. Let's look at that Three of Swords. Yeah. They were prepared to take some action to reject someone. Temperance. Let's look at, why is Temperance there actually? Ten of Cups, yeah. So they were prepared to reject their family, okay? With Temperance and this Ten of Cups clarifying, I mean, it is a very stable, happy home life, Aries. I mean, if this is you who was prepared to do this, you know, you were prepared to take some action to hurt the people, hurt the family members, okay? Because you were bored with that Four of Cups. There's just boredom there. Right, and with that Five of Wands, I think you needed excitement, okay, and so you were getting ready to stir up something, right, because maybe you don't like periods of calm, you need some excitement. Now let's look at, why the Six of Love there? Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. You thought you could change things around, go back to your past, maybe someone you left behind in your past. Okay, let's look at the Montague, the Hermit. Yeah, you sat there thinking about this, how you could shake things up. But I think better sense has prevailed now. Let's look at the Two of Cups. The Devil. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, it tells me, Aries, that with the Devil attached to this Two of Cups, there's something you don't see about this. It seems very tempting, okay, but it's drawing you away from Temperance and the Ten of Cups. So it's kind of reminding me a little bit of the Scorpio read. So I don't know if you're dealing with a Scorpio or you could have Scorpio strongly in your chart, okay. You might want to check that out. But yeah, you don't see this Two of Cups very well. Let's look at this Four of Wisdom. Yeah, you're at a crossroads here. And you're conflicted. Okay, now you're conflicted. Maybe because you recognize that you already have a partner who is pretty loyal and giving. And you have this Temperance and Ten of Cups, you know. So you're seeing that situation differently now, okay? Whereas earlier, I think you were ready to do something very rash here. Okay. Let's look at that. Let's look at the Devil. Six of Wands, yeah. I think you just missed excitement, Aries. This person was giving you attention, okay? Maybe this person from your past was giving you attention. You wanted to feel young again. You wanted to, you wanted that attention, and you enjoyed this person's attention. And with this Knight of Wands, you were ready to do something reckless, okay, which is leave your family. But luckily, you're having to rethink about this, okay? That's what I'm getting. Let's look at that Five of Swords. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Now you're conflicted now because maybe you've had some time to think about this with the Hanged Man. You know, you've been forced into this position of wait and see, maybe by things outside of your control, okay? And in that time, you've had time to think about this, you know, and now you're not sure. Maybe you see that you would have been reckless, okay? So that's what I've got for you. So I guess that's good that you're not upending, a happy family life for nothing, okay? Okay, let's move on to Taurus. Okay, what is the new moon in Cancer energy for Taurus? New moon in Cancer energy for Taurus. Eight of Cups, Eight of Wands, Seven of Spears with the World. Ooh. Okay. So this is all about completions, okay? There's something new brewing beneath this completion. Taurus, this could be you, okay, wanting to leave something behind. Some of you could even be looking to relocate with the World. Yeah, maybe even looking to relocate, go international, you know, leaving things, familiar things behind, leaving a comfort zone behind, fast movement. And then you've got the Seven of Spears. It's like you're ready to, you're ready to tackle anything that comes. Okay. Let's see. Taurus, new moon in Cancer, energy for Taurus. Why is the 8 of Cups there for Taurus? 6 of Love. And the Demiurge. Ooh. Okay. So Taurus, you want to take action. You want to move away. You're pining for someone maybe from your past. Okay. And with the Demiurge, though, there's a false reality or attachment. Maybe you don't see that past very clearly. Okay. That maybe you're looking at it through rose-tinted glasses. And there's something you don't see properly, right? It's like a lot of people also want to go back to their exes, completely forgetting why they were exes in the first place, right? I'm not saying you're going back to an ex, but it's someone maybe that you knew in the past. Now let's look at the 8 of Spears. Or is it 8 of Spears there? Consolamentum, which is the world, and the 2 of Swords. With the 7 of Wisdom, you're thinking about this, starting this brand new chapter, which may involve a big move. You haven't made the decision yet, but I think that's what you'd like to do. Now let's look at the 7 of Spears. The Lord of Wisdom, that's you, the King of Pentacles. And one more. The Star, yeah. You try to learn everything you can about this, okay, with the Lord of Wisdom, trying to gain knowledge about the Star, right? With the 7 of Wisdom as well, there's a lot of study here. Okay. Let's see, why is the 6 of Cups there? Ooh, 5 of Swords and the Devil. Yeah, this past that you're nostalgic for, Taurus, it's not all that with the 5 of Swords and the Devil, okay? Yeah, I mean, the Devil is very tempting, right? The Devil tempts you in some ways, and yeah, I don't know, you're being tempted by something that is not real. Let's look at the Demiurge, Page of Cups, and one more, King of Swords, yeah. You being determined to move down this path, I mean, there's something you don't see here, okay? I think just how toxic that is, or yeah, I think you can't return to your past, Taurus, okay? Maybe you don't remember just how toxic it was, because it was so far back. With the 7 of Swords, you could be fooling yourself here, okay? Because you're conflicted about this, but there is it almost feels like you're pining for something that is not real. Now let's look at Consolamentum. Yeah, you're at a crossroads here. Let's look at the 2 of Swords. The Hanged Man reversed and the 6 of Wands. So you want to move forward, okay? You've thought about this long and hard. And with the 6 of Wands, I think you think that this success, this ego stroke is coming from the past, okay? With the 7 of Cups, it tells me again that that's not real. That's not real, Taurus, okay? There's some fantasy element here. Now let's look at the World of Truth. There's a World of Truth there. Yeah, 3 of Cups, 5 of Wands. I mean, when it comes to this goal or whatever that you're planning to fight for, there could be people who are not happy for you. Okay, friends could be upset that you're going back to an ex-partner, for example, okay, who they think is toxic. And in that's the case, and I think they're right, because this person is coming up with a devil energy multiple times. So I think, yeah, or for some of you, this could be a third party, okay? But where it's not a third party, I think your friends group are not happy for you to do this, and you're prepared to fight all of them, to do this because you think it's great. Okay, let's look at the Devil. Well, let's look at the 5 of Swords. 3 of Wands. Yeah, when it comes to the future, it's like you're determined to do whatever it takes. Okay, you want to reconnect with this person. You're pining. You're missing them. Let's look at the Devil. See, Knight of Cups, you're obsessed with going towards somebody, okay? Now, let's put the King of Swords, 8 of Swords. Yeah, I think you felt, you're making a decision, you've decided you're going for this, okay? And I feel you're not willing to listen to anybody. It's like you've made up your mind and that's it, okay? That's it. Okay, let's look at the Hanged Man reversed. Yeah, I think if you felt guilty about this, you don't anymore, okay? For some of you, this is a third party. If it's a third party, you're not stressed about this anymore. You've decided that that's it. You don't care who's upset with you, okay? You don't care what people think of you. Yeah, let's look at 6 of Wands. The Magician. For some of you, you could be being manipulated, okay? Manipulated to feel good. Or if not, you just want to, this is what you want. You want to feel good. You want that attention from this person from your past. Yeah, but there's some conflict and stuff coming up here. Let's look at that World. Why is the World there? 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, I think Taurus, you may have to make payouts here. Okay, if you're leaving someone or a situation that involves a legal contract, then there's going to be payouts made. So think about this carefully, because whatever you're going towards is not. It's an illusion. I think there was a reading. I can't remember when. Maybe a couple of readings back, where I said, Taurus, you were being. It was like a siren call, right, pulling you away, and I'm getting that energy here again. Okay. This demiurge is like an illusion that is pulling you away. But it's not real, okay? And you could find yourself trapped there, okay? Some of you. Fighting with your friends. You could even find yourself isolated, okay? Let's look at that Lord of Wisdom. 4 of Swords. Yeah, you're very focused on this. There's a lot of focus, okay? On this new option, on this new thing, and you're trying to arm yourself up with knowledge, but the knowledge has to do with how you can have this. I don't think it has to do with how you can win, how you can win, how you can prove everyone wrong by moving towards this person. Yeah, just be very careful here, okay? I think you could be in for a fall. Let me just see. Yeah, I really do feel you're making a mistake here, but it's up to you, okay? But if people around you or if this is a third party, you may want to just cool your jets and think about this, okay? Because I do feel you're being lured away. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Taurus. Okay, let's look at who's next? Gemini, and that's the last one. Okay, Gems, what's up for you? Okay, new moon in Cancer energy for Gemini. New moon in Cancer, the energy for Gemini. What's the message here for Gemini? What is the message here for Gemini? New moon in Cancer. The Devil. Oof. Strength. And the Hanged Man. Wow. With the 8 of Coins. Okay. You've got to find the courage to beat the Devil, Gemini. Okay. With strength, you are ready to conquer your fears here. You're ready to take on the world. Wow. It almost feels like this Devil energy is in the past. Okay. With the Hanged Man, you're seeing something differently. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What is this about? Okay. New moon in Cancer for Gemini. This is the message here for Gemini. There's a Devil here for Gemini. There's a Devil here for Gemini. 7 of Swords, 7 of Love. Gosh, okay. With the 5 of Shields. Gemini, you might have been afraid of competition, okay? Afraid with the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Love, though you're done fooling yourself, okay? You're in this Seven of Love, this is the only option. So you may have been afraid of going for something, putting your energy into something. Maybe you thought there were other people, you know, like if it's a job, that there's going to be a lot of competition, and you know, you were afraid of narrowing down your options, okay? Because although Seven of Cups is typically a card of options, you can see here there's just one cup, so it feels like a narrowing of options. And there was a lot of fear. Now with Strength, though, it feels like things are changing. Okay, let's look at Strength. Why is that there? For Gemini. Wow, the Star. And one more. The Seven of Shields. Yeah, you're prepared to fight now, Gemini. Okay. You're prepared to fight with this Star. You really want this, and you're going to find the courage to go for this. With the Seven of Shields, you know, it's like he's in his tower and you can see these people coming. It's like you're ready to fight. You see the competition. You're ready to take on the competition, okay? Or you're ready to defend yourself, or whatever it is, you're prepared. Whatever was holding you back here with these fears, you're ready to, you know, conquer them. Now let's look at the Hanged Man. Where's the Hanged Man there for Gemini? Squire of Love and one more. Where's the Hanged Man here? The Endura. The Four of Love. So Gemini, you may have thought that you would be rejected in the past, okay, and that's what led to all this fear. But now it's like you're ready to go for this. And the reason is, I think this Hanged Man energy, you're seeing the situation differently. With the Squire, the Endura is again the Hanged Man, right? So you're seeing, it's just telling me again that yes, the Squire of Love, which is like a message that you've received, is causing you to see something differently. Okay, so you've received some kind of information about this that is giving you hope and making you feel like you can fight for this. Okay, like maybe if it's a job, you've heard that actually you're the favorite, okay, or something like that, and now you're deciding to go for this. Okay, let's look at that Seven of Swords, Six of Cups. Yeah, I mean there is a pull here to the past. Okay, there's a Seven of Swords there. Yeah, but you were holding back, right? Fooling yourself maybe. What, you know, with that Nine of Swords, again, the devil energies keeping you trapped, your fears. Let's look at that Seven of Love, Queen of Wands. If this is about a relationship, then you're very attracted to this Queen of Wands, okay? This is the person that you want, but at the same time you were guarded. Maybe you feared this person would reject you, okay? Let's look at the Star, the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, you're ready to work on this now. Let's look at the Seven of Shields, the King of Wands. You're going to take action now, okay? You could be dealing with a Leo. But it's just you, I think, fired up, ready to go for what it is you want and prepared to fight, you know. With this Page of Swords, again, you've heard something, okay? You've learned something that is giving you the confidence. Let's look at the Squire of Love. Eight of Pentacles and one more. Yeah, you've learned that there's competition, okay? You were very focused on the competition. I think that's the problem. Let's look at the Squire of Love. Yeah, with the Three of Cups. Some of you were very focused on the other people around this person, okay? But something you've heard has given you hope, and now you feel like you could be successful, okay? Like maybe you've heard that this person thinks you're attractive or something, or if it's a job that you're the right person, okay? Something of the sort. Let's look at the Endura. Yeah, and so now you're deciding to move towards them, you know? Okay, so that seems very good energy, Gemini, because you're coming up with the strength to beat the devil here, okay? So that's amazing. You're conquering your fears and going for what it is you want, you know? Okay, excellent. Okay, so that was a nice note on which to end the reading. So that covers everybody. I will timestamp it. Please do tell me in the comments if any of it resonates. And do hit like, share and subscribe. It so helps the channel, I can't tell you. And it costs nothing at all, right? It just takes a second. And I'll see you next time.